So hello there, Dee.
Hi, Paul.
So I hope you like our nice backdrop that we've put up behind us today, just to put a bit of a cosmic feel into what we're saying and what we're doing. We want to do a video with you about one of our forthcoming workshops, and that workshop is
Tower of Control, which is going to be on this coming week on Tuesday.
yes, it's on Tuesday. It's sometimes hard to remember the days because we're doing so many workshops, but this one is definitely going to be on Tuesday.
8th of December.
And that'll be in the evening for people in Australia and in the morning for people in the UK and Europe. So, this is a very interesting workshop because the whole theme of control is one which I feel for a lot of people plays an important part in their lives, including me. And I think also you do. Is that correct?
100%. I almost joked with you that the write up for this workshop on Facebook that we both did, but you wrote, could have very easily been a biography of my life.
Ah, yes. Well, let's try to find out what this workshop is all about and the kind of themes that we're going to explore. So, yes, control, trying to make things happen, using your will, trying to direct an outcome that you are making happen. Now, that's not always going to work.
No, especially if your heart is closed. The interesting thing about control is that it is a necessary function of the human psyche, but it is about making your own headways and your own pathways, always with the intention that it could happen or it could not, but you have that sense of positivity and love behind it. But when you start wanting to make headways and make pathways so other people could join you, so other people could think the way that you do, um, more than likely from this sense of distrust that you have, so you need the validation of other people to, I guess, maybe conform to your will or to follow what it is that you're trying to co-create in your environment. This type of control can have some very dire consequences.
Yes, it is something where control is an act of will. And when our hearts are closed, we use that will to create something very much that we want and will not necessarily be for the highest good or maybe what other people want at all. So that whole use of control can become very disrespectful. It can be something which is not considerate at all, which is very self focused and in some ways isolating. And we can create control structures in our lives for many reasons. We might feel that we just need to have something in place like that, so for our own security, and so that we'll feel that we do have what we want and what we feel is necessary in our lives, or what we feel we want to establish out of a point of greed or ambition. But it's usually the reason that we try to control like that is from a place of fear. And it's from a place of fear that if we don't have things like that, what would happen? And it usually comes from a place of doubt and lack of belief that the universe will support us, that we're actually very much on our own and we have to control it or else it won't happen.
That's it. And fear doesn't necessarily, I mean, fear has so many different faces and facets. And we have to also recognize that even the most, I guess, benign of fears can cause controlling behavior, fear of being alone, fear of not being able to, fear of mistakes. Maybe that's probably the much more simpler way of looking at it. So it is important to understand where those structures of fears are within you and what action they are actually putting forward in your life, or in the way that we have done in this analogy, what structure have they built in your life that you constantly are putting things against? As time goes on, that tower does end up losing integrity, because at the end of the day, it's not about your will, it's about thy will.
Very well said. Yes, it's quite a good symbol calling this the Tower of Control, because, yes, it is something like the Tower of Babel or something like that. We're towers that we create just with our own will. I guess it's part of being human for us to realize that life isn't about what we construct with our own will. That's not something which is necessarily sustainable at all. And sooner or later, the universe, God, Spirit, our higher self, will have a way of teaching us that this tower is not needed really, and it will come down. The way we do need to live is with the flow of life, with trust. And trust is the key ingredient. Trust and faith that all is well, all will be very well. We need actually to be true to our hearts and what our hearts know from a place of love. Then we can have a good life. But if it's from our will, from our head, from our desire, with no heart, we need a bit of therapy and help to sort that out.
Sure do. Once again, the Tower of Control is on this Tuesday, 8th of December, 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Time, 8 a.m. for those in the UK. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, we'd love to have you come and join us if you feel moved. And be brave. It'll be quite a nurturing group. It'll be a safe group, confidential, and we'll deal with the issues that are important for you in a very loving way.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.